What's up? My name's Zach. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So in that intro there, I just played a little bit of a C major and a B diminished triad. And that's what I'm going to show you today. The inversions for a B diminished triad. This is a really cool sound and you really need to know it. So let's get right to it. Okay, so real quick about the diminished triad. This is kind of a funny sound. And it's also kind of a funny shape on the guitar. So if you notice, this, I haven't talked about intervals on this channel, but if you, so they call this distance from here, these two notes, which is the first interval in the triad. There's 1, 2, 3 half steps in between them, or a step and a half. There's one step and another half step, gets you there. And they call that a minor third. Okay? So we got one minor third, and then from that second note of the triad, we're going to go another minor third. So it's sort of two minor thirds on top of each other. And that's how we get the sound, and that's how we get, that's the formula for this triad. So it's a little different. Normally the major triad is a major third on top of a minor third. If you want to, you take the minor third, if you give it one more half step, so 2 whole steps, that's a major third. You start from this note, go 1 whole step, go another whole step. There's your major third. So the major triad is a major third on top of a minor third, or so a major third and then a minor third. So there's, and a minor triad is a minor third with a major third on top of that. So there's the minor third from that note, 2 whole steps, there's your major third. So that's the formula for the major and the minor. So you can see the diminished is it's 2 of the same intervals stacked on top of each other. So knowing that is going to make it easy to figure out where all these inversions are. So I just wanted to add a little note about noticing that that's 2 minor thirds on top of each other. On this string set, we could start off with the second inversion for this, and that would be down here. But for this one, I'm just going to start it on the root position, on the lowest thing, just to make everything a little more sensical. So there's our first triad. So it's going to be, we've got our 2 minor thirds on top of each other. Minor third, minor third. So when we move all those notes up, to get the next inversion, we're going to start on this note. But we're going to do it on the same string set. So we're going to move this note goes here, and this note goes here, but we're going to do it all on one string. So we got our first note, and then this note, in order to move it up, we got the 5th here, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th, and this is a minor 3rd and a flat 5th. So there's a normal 5th, there's a flat 5th. So this has to go, what they call this interval a tritone, to get back to the root. And a tritone is 2 minor thirds on top of each other. So you go 1 minor third, another minor third. That's a tritone. They call it the devil's interval sometimes. It's an old school thing because it sounds kind of demonic, I guess. So our next interval is going to have, if we go up, our next inversion is going to have, if you looked at it just in terms of stacked intervals, we'd have a minor third and a tritone. And that's our first inversion. So far we have, it's a pretty cool sound. So the next one that we're going to get is going to be the reverse. So it's going to go up here. We got our notes. This is the second inversion we got. And instead of being a minor third with a tritone on top, there's the minor third, there's a tritone. It's going to be a tritone with a minor third on top. So this one, here's the flat 5th. tritone. And then we got a minor third. Okay, so those two inversions, it's kind of funny the way that the shapes are. They're kind of like opposite. So this one, the root position is just two minor thirds in a row. One minor third, next minor third. And then the next one is a minor third and a tritone. And then the next one is a tritone and a minor third. So all together, oh, sorry. And that's our first string set. Understand how these intervals are built. So the root position is two minor thirds in a row. First inversion is a minor third and a tritone, and then the second inversion is a tritone and a minor third. So let's try to whip through these see if we can go through these a little faster. So the lowest one, we can't hit the root position. Here's the B note. It's a B diminished triad, but we can't really hit it from there. So we're going to start with the first inversion. Okay, so we know our first inversion is a tritone, or sorry, a minor third and a tritone. We go to our next inversion, tritone and a minor third, and those are a minor third apart. So first on the string set, and then this one's going to be a big jump. These two are a tritone apart. So, and then we're back to our root position. So altogether we've got alright, and then all together, with both string sets together, we've got our next string set. Moving on, next string set. Okay, so now we're working with the D, G, and B string, and the first inversion that we can grab on this one is going to be the second inversion. So that's got the tritone with a minor third stacked on top. And now the shape is going to be a little different. They were the same for the bottom two string sets. But for this one, because we got the G, so the G and the B string are not tuned the same way as the rest of all the strings are tuned to each other. They're tuned to a different interval. The shapes are going to change. So this is our new shape for the second inversion. The tritone. That tritone shape is the same as where it would be on the lower string sets. But this new one, that's how a minor third looks between the G and the B. It doesn't look like this, like the rest of the strings. That's a second. That's a whole step interval for these strings. This is the minor minor third. Sorry. So that's how this shape is going to look. All right, and then we go back to root position, which is also a different shape now. It's got that minor third that looks the same as the others, but now it's got the new shape for the minor third between the G and the B. Okay, and the last one is different too, new shape. So there's our minor third. That's how a tritone looks on the between the G and the B. And then going back down. Whoop. Alright, so the last string set, let's move right along. So this one is going to be starting with the root position, same as the first string set, except this was down here. But now we got our new shape for it, and it's going to be between the G and the B. We got our minor third shape, and then all the shapes go back to being the same for the rest of them, because the B and the E are tuned to the same interval as most of the strings. So that's going to be our same old shape for the minor third, just like it is here. It's the same there. So our new shape for the diminished triad is this, root position. You could do that, you could do that. Depends where you're at. Okay, Okay, so there's root position, and we got first inversion, which is going to be a minor third with a tritone stacked on top. Okay, that's a new shape. There's a minor third, same old shape for the tritone. And then our last one is going to be a tritone with a minor third on top. So there's our shape for the tritone, which we played for the first inversion up here, but now we're doing second inversion with a tritone and the minor third on top. So that's what we got. Go through all these real quick on all string sets. So we got the first, they got the lowest string set. Okay, moving up, we got our next first inversion, second inversion, root position, second inversion, first inversion. Moving on, second inversion, root position. Oh, sorry. First inversion. So, first inversion, root position. Let's see if I get it. Right, and then the last string set, we got root position, first inversion. Oop. Second inversion. On one string set, I actually think that's a little bit more difficult than what we're about to do. So this one is just, for me, it's easier to see for some reason. So we're going to go across the string set. So let's start with the lowest one that we caught on the bottom string set, which is root position. So we got root position, and then we're just going to take this and then put it in an octave up. The lowest note, move it up an octave, and that's how you could think of it that way. It's kind of harder to think of when you're just going straight up. So you would have to think about all the notes going to the next pattern. But on this one, you can keep two of the notes the same and then just move the bottom note up the octave. That's sort of a shortcut way to think about it while you're just memorizing the patterns. So going across, we got B diminished, root position, and we're just going to take this note, bring it an octave up, and then we get, so we go from first inversion, now we got second inversion, bring that an octave up, we get this, second inversion, bring that an octave up, and we get that. It's a little ringy, a little harsh. So all together, going up and down, so we got so there's the first one. Now we go up to the next shape on the lowest string set. So and you could start these from any one. You could start it on the top. Right now, just to go through them, I'm starting on the lowest one. But you could start at the top. Just think of it, that, okay, so I know it from the bottom going up. Do I know it from the top going to the bottom, back to the top? They're kind of interchangeable, but you want to make sure you can just grab them both. So moving to the next one. Root position. So we got root position, first inversion. So we got first inversion. Gonna take that note, the bottom note, move it up an octave, and we get second inversion. Do the same thing. Move it up an octave, we get first inversion. So we got. Do it one more time. So we got. Okay, Okay, so that's our second one. Now we can go back up. We're starting on second inversion. We take that note, move it up an octave, we get first inversion. Do the same process again. Second inversion. One more time. Sorry, we got second inversion, root position, first inversion, second inversion. There we go. So, ooh. The next one, let's go back down and see if you still got it. So. There we go. Alright, so you're all done. We really went through it. So those are all the inversions going up, pretty much all of them. There's a couple that we might have left out with some open strings here and there, but that was pretty much all of the inversions for a B diminished triad. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Yeah, this is really great. I'll leave in the description the videos that I did for inversions on the major and the minor. And once you get down the inversions for those two, major and minor, and the inversions for this triad, that's all the triads in the major scale. And it really, to have those sounds in your ear and under your fingers, it's going to make you a way better player. So once again, hope that was helpful. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.